What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Harari Boy, and today I wanted to talk about the financial game plan you should have at each income level. So stay tuned for that. All right, guys, as some of you may know, I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. I've been searching all over Netflix to watch Dragon Ball episodes, but unfortunately, Netflix here just doesn't have them. But you know which version of Netflix does? Netflix Japan. Some of you might be wondering, how on earth am I accessing Netflix Japan, right? Well, that's where NordVPN comes in. NordVPN is one of the top VPN services out there. It allows you to mask your location and browse securely, which is perfect for protecting your privacy. Plus, NordVPN can basically change your location to anywhere in the world with just a few clicks. So it's just as easy as that. That's how I'm able to access Netflix Japan and binge all of the Dragon Ball episodes that I can fathom. It's not just about watching international shows, however. NordVPN adds an extra layer of security basically as you're browsing, so your personal information stays safe and your online activity remains private. If you want to unlock more content and protect your privacy online, head over to nordvpn.com/harariboy to get over 70% off a 2-year subscription plus 3 months free. And if you don't like it, you can cancel within 30 days and get a money back guarantee. It is worth the peace of mind and extra content you'll have access to. All right. So the strategy changes as your income changes, obviously. More income doesn't automatically mean more wealth at the end of the day. Different income levels essentially require different priorities. Wealth is built by making the right decisions at each stage. So keep that in mind at all times. So what are these three phases? Well, in today's market, the lower end salary is around 50K. The middle tier salary now is around 100K, and the higher earners are 150K plus. So at each of these average income levels, I just want to break it down, what the different phases actually mean. So at 50K, number one is survival, stability, and building good habits. That because you're at the baseline at that point. So this should be the focus within that stage. The second stage, 100K, this is basically systems-based automation and intentional investing. So keep those three in mind as well. The automation aspect, think of your automatic savings, automatic investing, things like that. You have to build systems in place to tell your money what to do, so that you're not thinking about it 24/7. 150K, the higher earner tier. Protect your wealth, reduce taxes legally, and maximize the long-term growth. So we're going to go ahead and break it all down, all these three income tiers, but I just kind of wanted to give you guys the gist of where each level lies. All right, so let's start with 50K. If you make around 50K, every dollar should have a purpose, right? We talked about this before. Budget every dollar before you spend it. Income is limited, so mistakes are expensive. Keep that in mind. Small leaks become big problems at the end of the day, and build financial discipline now. All right. So that is those are the key things to keep in mind at that income level. Good habits formed at 50K will make you wealthier later. So even throughout the years where you're a higher income. So, what are we going to talk about next? Well, it's obvious. Destroy high interest debt first, right? We talk about that all the time. Credit cards, personal loans, buy now, pay later schemes, which are huge now, like the Klarnas and the other ones, Affirm. Yeah, you want to stay away from that because you're basically guaranteeing your future income to these companies, and that's just like debt, and you don't want to be in that. So anything charging double-digit interest, definitely stay away from. So debt steals from your future income, like I said. Monthly payments keep people broke, and eliminate payments before trying to build wealth. All right. All right, so at this salary level, you also need to get your employer match at any salary level, really, but never leave the free money on the table. It's part of your compensation. Contribute enough to receive the full match, always. Build an emergency fund. This is very important. Start with 1 month and then eventually, reach around 3 to 6 months. Emergencies shouldn't become debt at the end of the day. And car repair, medical bills, job loss, home repair, things like that, as they come up, you should be covered. Start investing early. All right. So if you're investing late, it's not the end of the day. Just start immediately. So sorry, it's not the end of the world, but yeah, just start immediately. Start investing, in your Roth IRAs, if eligible, your low index funds, and then consistency definitely beats perfection each time. We'll talk about what I mean by if eligible for Roth IRAs. There's some people that don't qualify, but we'll definitely get into that. The last point here at the 50K income I want to drive home is increase your income by any means necessary. In terms of anything that you're in. So, instead of chasing random side hustles, what skill can permanently raise my income is what you should ask. Any certifications that you can get, trade skills, sales, technology, and starting a business, right? These are all things to also look at. A lot of these side hustle apps, they're good for little small, emergency scenarios, but that shouldn't be your identity. You should get out of that as soon as possible. I believe everyone should just do what they're good at and, what their calling is as long as it pays well, and they should do as much of it as possible. So, if you're an actor, act as much as possible. If you're a comedian, book as many gigs as possible. Engineers find a lot of side jobs, architects as well, things like that. So find things that are in your niche at the end of the day. So that way you can avoid oversaturation. All right. Now let's get into the 100K mark. If you make around 100K, you're essentially comfortable in today's market, the studies show, but you can still stay broke. All right. And what I mean by that, as people see their income increase, their spending habits tend to increase. So lifestyle inflation is the biggest danger here. More income should create more investing opportunities, more savings, and more freedom, not bigger car payments, bigger house payments, or more subscriptions, which a lot of people fall into, right? So automate everything. Money should move automatically. Like I said earlier, invest, save, and pay bills. These should all be automatic. All right. So if you never see the money, you won't spend it at the end of the day. So it's less tempting that way. Save first. So don't save what's left over. Always, that 10%, just stow it away, whatever it is per month. And then spend what's left, and then reverse the order. All right. So consider an HSA, a health savings plan. There's certain tax advantages here. And essentially, there's potential for the investment growth of it, and future medical expenses can be covered by it, tax free. And it's essentially another retirement tool, that could get rolled over and things like that when you retire. All right, so know your freedom number. What is this? Don't chase income forever. Know your annual spending, retirement target, and investment goal. Without a target, you'll never know enough is when enough is enough at the end of the day. All right. So higher savings equals higher or more options, I should say. Build wealth, it builds wealth faster, creates flexibility, and reduces financial stress. So you're no longer tied down to, uh, a job that you hate, or, worrying about, different expenses that might occur out of nowhere. You're pretty much free at that point. So income matters, saving rate matters even more. Keep that in mind. All right, and finally, let's talk about the 150K mark. Now, things kind of change here. Your goals have to change for a few reasons. So, what is your new goal? You need to protect what you have built thus far. The biggest expense may no longer be your mortgage. It probably might be taxes. So keep that in mind. Max out the tax advantaged accounts. This is where I was talking about the eligibility factors for the Roth IRA, but the priority should be the employer retirement plan, IRA options, and HSA if eligible. Every dollar legally sheltered today has decades to compound. Diversify, don't rely on one company. Don't rely on one investment, your single stocks, meme coins, things like that. Own a diversified portfolio. So hopefully you're always staying on the top and avoid too much wealth tied to employer. Avoid having too much wealth tied to your employer stock, one investment, and one industry. So you need to be as diversified as possible. Find a financial advisor with the heart of a teacher that can essentially give you more of this, more good advice. I also do provide coaching services on Minex, so you can find me there at Harari Boy Coaching, and I'll definitely like to walk you through. All right, so at the end of the day, whether you're at 150K, 100K, or 50K, don't let lifestyle inflation win. All right. Especially at the 150K mark, you feel like you've made it and you have all this extra money. You don't know what to do. Making more money isn't permission to spend more. Ask yourself, if my income doubled, would my investments double too? Keep increasing your investing before increasing your spending. One key thing I want to add here, although investing and getting out of debt is important, one thing that isn't talked about enough is charity. There's a lot of good benefits with charity, so definitely, that's why in baby step 7, you're supposed to give as much as you can. And yeah, God rewards you at the end of the day for being generous. It's not like you're gonna lose that money. It'll come back to you multiple times. So definitely keep that in mind as you have more money to spend. All right. So the common mistakes at every income, no discrimination whatsoever on income level here, but financing everything for some reason, believe it or not, people at 150K still have car payments. Never made sense to me, but it is what it is. So financing everything is number one. Credit card debt, no emergency fund, no written budget, lifestyle inflation, investing before fixing the bad habits, and try uh, try to look wealthy instead of becoming wealthy at the end of the day. That's why it's so important for you to start building these habits at the 50K mark and not to wait later on because you're still that same person that can't control your spending, no matter what income level you are. There's a lot of people that say, money doesn't change a person, it just magnifies who they are. So you need to change what's within in order to have better outcomes in the future. All right. So those are the common mistakes. The formula never changes at the end of the day. Spend less than you make, avoid debt, invest consistently, increase your income, give as much as possible, stay patient, repeat, and simple doesn't mean easy, but it works every single time, right? So finally, wealth isn't about income. Steve Harvey, I think, says his mom told him, it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. And that is so very true. People making 50K can still build wealth. People making 250K can still live paycheck to paycheck. The difference isn't the income, it's the discipline in itself. So usually the more disciplined one comes out on top. But yeah, I hope you guys got value out of this video. No matter where you are financially today, your income doesn't determine your future. The decisions you make with your income do. So start where you can essentially stay consistent and avoid unnecessary debt. Let time do the heavy lifting for you. Make sure to thumbs up this video if you got value out of it, and be sure to comment and subscribe, as that does help my channel improve. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.